My name is Edward Contreras Santiago. I am currently adjunct faculty for the English department at the University of Puerto Rico, Mayagüez. I basically teach either freshman or junior, sophomore comp. Right after the hurricane, like a month after, the English department, we had a department meeting, and we filled out a survey regarding our current status, whether it be if we had power, communication, water, and food. I gave this survey out to my students, and some of my students answered that they did not have enough food. So that, for some reason, just awoke something within not just myself, but my students. And we just realized that there were a lot of people who were probably on that same boat. So we just started discussing amongst ourselves things that we could do to impact our community, but that was something we could write about for our class. And that's where this initiative came about. Reception has been fantastic. My students, even though they're freshmen, they have been all in, right? I can't, I would have never imagined that they would have been with me on a Saturday working for 7, 8, 10 hours in a row just to make sure we got these bags ready for these families, or that they would go with me, to these places in the middle of Puerto Rico where, few people could reach. They have not given me a no yet. So, this initiative could not have happened without them. I like to make a type of metaphor that they're the engine and I'm just conducting, right? Because without them, this would not happen. To this moment, we have impacted over 500 families between Añasco, Utuado, Orocovis, and Morovis. The reception has been heartwarming. They themselves are in disbelief that students from Mayagüez with their professor are driving 3 hours just to deliver a bag of food and a gallon of water or maybe a towel. At times they've even invited us into their homes so we can see some of the chaos, or to even just offer us a cup of coffee. So the reception has been fantastic. They have been extremely grateful, which has made us, appreciate more our current situation in Mayagüez, that even though there are still some parts which are highly affected when you go to those areas, for example in Orocovis and Morovis, you truly see how Mayagüez fared exceptionally well compared to those places. So many of these areas, to this day, there's still over 30% of people who don't have power. And a lot of these people are starving because that lack of power, they can't operate supermarkets, or if there's a supermarket, they close around 2, 3 p.m., like the example in Orocovis. We still need to give out relief. Again, it's very easy to fall into the trap that because in our area things are mostly okay, things should be okay, but that's not the case. Especially in these areas on the East Coast, the center, which, many of them, we have a lot of elderly people, we have a lot of families who, because of the hurricane, they don't have, their parents don't have jobs, or the head of the household doesn't have a job. So there's still a lot of relief to provide. A lot of people still don't have roofs. A lot of, the elderly still don't have anything that they can even bathe with, or they just don't have any company. So I think this is just an issue that we have to continue working. This is not something, this won't go away possibly even for this year in 2018. There's still a lot of work to be done, a lot of communities that still need impact in some way. Well, they can do a couple things, right? They can go to the English department if they ever want to leave something. They can go straight to the English department and leave any donation, whether it's anything from a can of beans to a towel, a blanket, which is something, we underestimated the value of blankets, I think, in our trip. When we were in Orocovis, it was the second to last house we visited, and she said if by any chance we had a blanket, and we just ran out. So there are still lots of things that we need. The only thing I would not recommend bringing are diapers or clothes, because we already have plenty. But anything that's food that's perishable, that can be delivered, we usually deliver rice with beans, Little Franks, tuna, anything that they can conserve, or that doesn't need to be refrigerated, that's always welcome. But they can contact me directly at edward.contreras@upr.edu. They can also just write to my phone number, 813-417-2356. And if they can't reach me, my office is the office building 120. It's where they see all the supplies right in the hall. They can't miss it. Or if they just find me on Facebook, Edward Contreras, I reply to anybody and everybody. I've gotten a lot of messages from people I don't know who've just wanted to donate. So if they feel like that is the platform, because maybe someone reading this is not from UPRM, they can just write to my Facebook or my email. We do have an Atache Mobile account and a Venmo account. I'm holding off on monetary donations at the time being because the semester is almost over. So I want to see how this initiative can continue next semester, teaching composition. So that's why I'm telling people to hold off in the meantime. But if any food or anything, that I can get delivered. That won't be a problem.